The story of Baghdad begins in 1882. When prospectors scoured these dusty hills in search of fortune, in a place that seemed barren, they found traces of copper, a metal that would define the town for the next century and beyond. The origin of the name Baghdad is still debated. Some say it was named after a prospector's mule called Bagdad. Others say it came from a simple clerical error. Baghdad scribbled on an old mining claim. Whatever the truth, the name stuck, and the legend began. Early miners fought heat, isolation, and rough terrain. The nearest town was over 60 miles away, but underground, they found copper-rich veins that hinted at something much larger. By the 1920s, Baghdad was more than a collection of tents. A small but growing mining settlement stood beside the ore body. And in 1928, the first processing mill was built to crush and concentrate copper from underground tunnels. Life was rough, but copper was in demand, powering America's new electric age. Then came the 1940s, and everything changed. The company realized that the deposit was best mined not underground, but from the surface. In 1945, Baghdad transitioned to open-pit mining, a revolutionary step that would transform the landscape forever. The mining company, Phelps Dodge, began building permanent housing, streets, and amenities for its employees. Soon, Baghdad became a self-contained town. It had a grocery store, a post office, a school, even a theater and parks, all owned and operated by the company. This was the classic company town model. The employer provided everything: homes, utilities, even recreation, in exchange for loyalty and labor. To many people, it was security in the desert. To others, it was control. One company owning not just the workplace, but the entire way of life. But it also means the company's fortunes are the town's fortunes. If copper prices drop or the mine slows down, Baghdad feels it immediately. The Baghdad mine today is a giant open pit, more than a mile across and hundreds of meters deep. Every day, colossal trucks move mountains of rock. Each truck can carry over 200 tons. That's roughly the weight of 100 average cars. Baghdad's ore body is what geologists call a porphyry. Copper deposit huge volumes of rock containing small amounts of copper, molybdenum, and other minerals. To extract the copper, miners blast and crush the ore. Then send it through the concentrator mill, where it's ground into a fine powder and separated through flotation. From there, the concentrate is shipped off to be smelted into pure copper, lower grade, or is processed through a leaching and electrowinning plant, producing copper cathodes, thin sheets of nearly 100% pure copper. The process never stops. Day and night, 365 days a year, the mine hums with energy. But mining at this scale comes with a cost. Open pit operations alter landscapes, permanently creating tailings, ponds, waste rock piles, and large pits that can stretch for miles. In 2020, Freeport-McMoran purchased nearly 16,000 acres of nearby desert land for tailings storage, sparking debate over land use and environmental impact. The company points to advanced reclamation and water recycling systems, aiming to minimize waste and preserve groundwater. Still, the balance between production and preservation is delicate and deeply tied to Baghdad's future. The people who live here understand that better than anyone. The mine gives the town life, but it also defines its limits. Copper is one of Arizona's most important natural resources, and Baghdad is a key part of that story. Arizona produces about 70% of America's copper, and much of it comes from operations run by Freeport-McMoRan. The Bagdad mine alone employs hundreds of people and supports thousands more through indirect jobs across the state. Life in Bagdad is unlike anywhere else. Nearly everyone in town works for the mine or for a service that supports it. The housing, the utilities, and many of the town's facilities are still owned by the company now Freeport-McMoRan, which took over after acquiring Phelps Dodge in 2007. The Bagdad mine continues to evolve. Engineers explore deeper levels of ore, invest in automation, and modernize facilities to extend the life of the operation. But even the richest mines have an end, someday. The copper will run out, and the question will be what happens to the town. Some company towns fade away, others reinvent themselves. Bagdad's remote location makes reinvention difficult, but the community's spirit is resilient. Bagdad, Arizona, stands as a living reminder of America's industrial heart. A town carved from the desert, powered by copper, and sustained by the people who call it home. It's one of the last of its kind, a place where the company that employs you also provides your home, your water, your roads, and your future. It's a story of endurance, adaptation, and identity. A town and a mine bound together by a single resource that powers our modern lives. In the glow of the desert sunset, Bagdad remains, still humming, still alive, still mining.